You told me God was watching, like he was waiting for me to fall. So every time I held her hand, I felt ashamed of it all. I learned to say I'm sorry for a heart I didn't choose. I spent so many nights afraid that loving her meant losing you. But the more I came to know you, the less you sounded like them. You were patient, you were gentle, so I started asking. The Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, plenteous in mercy. Slow to anger, full of mercy, that's the God written on the page. So why did I grow up believing he was only watching me in rage? You call it sin, you call it wrong. You say that God won't let me belong, but the God I know doesn't love like that. He doesn't give his love, then take it back. You call it sin, I call it love. And if he's really who he says he is, then nothing I do, nothing I've been could make him stop loving me. You call it sin, you call it sin, you call it sin. I tried to picture heaven with her standing outside the door, and me inside pretending I don't love her anymore. With a God who knows my heartbeat asked me to tear it in two. With the one who made me deeply hate me for who I love too. Then I read, God is love. 3 little words, but they changed what I knew. Not God is fear, not God is shame, not God is waiting to throw me in flames. God is love. So if what you're teaching me makes me terrified of him, maybe I should question what you taught me about him. Cause when I finally found him, I wasn't met with flames. I found kindness in the silence and love that knew my name. You call it sin, you call it wrong. You say that God won't let me belong, but the God I know doesn't love like that. He doesn't give his love, then take it back. You call it sin, I call it love. And maybe I don't understand it all, but nothing I do, nothing I've been could make him stop loving me. You call it sin, he calls me love. You call it sin, he calls me love. You call it sin, he calls me loved. Nothing can separate us. Maybe I was wrong about you, maybe they were wrong instead. Maybe hell was all the terror I carried in my head. Cause you never came with hatred, you never spoke in shame. You were gentle when I found you, you stayed when I ran away. And Paul said, neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nothing shall be able to separate us from the love of God. So tell me, where in nothing did you find an exception for me? Where in nothing did he say, unless you're a girl who falls in love with a girl that can't do it, life can't do it, heaven can't do it, hell can't do it, and you expect me to believe that she can? If nothing can separate me from the love of God, then nothing means nothing. Maybe I finally believe it. You call it sin, you call it wrong. You say that God won't let me belong, but the God I know has held me through it all. And every time I ran from him, he never let me fall. You call it sin, I call it love. And I don't have to understand it all, cause neither death, neither life could separate his love from mine. You call it sin, you call it sin, you call said, I am meek and lowly in heart. That's the God I know. So maybe I'm done being terrified of someone who's been gentle with me all along. You call it sin, but he calls me loved.